Hi friends, in this session we study about the square function. So let us start with square function. First I would like to define what the square function. The function f r2 are defined by f of x is equal to x square is called the square function. So I would like to explain about how to map the graph of this function and how we get the domain range for this. So let's start. We see that we have the function f of x is equal to x square. So here I put some values for if x is equal to -4, then f of x is equal to -4 square, which is equal to 16. If we have x is equal to -3, then f of x is equal to -3 whole square, which is 9. If we have x is equal to -2, we have f of x is equal to -2 whole square, which is 4. If we have x is equal to -1, we have f of x is equal to -1 whole square, which is 1. If we have x is equal to 0, then f of x we have 0 square, which is also 0. Now if we have x is equal to 1, so f of x is equal to 1 square, which is 1. If we have f of x is equal to 2, so we get f of x is equal to 2 square, which is 4. If we have x is equal to 3, f of x is equal to 3 square, which is 9. If we have x is equal to 4, we have f of x is equal to 4 square, which is 16. So now we plot these all points on this graph. We see what we get here. So this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis, this is our origin we have in this graph. So I plot these points. Now I put this some of these points in this coordinates table. So let's start to put some points here. So here I put x is equal to -2. So here x is equal to -2 I am putting here. Is -2. For -2 we are getting 4. F of x is 4, which is also called the y. So y is 4 we have. For -1 we have y1. For 0 we have y0. For 1 we have y1. And for 2 we have 4. So I have taken few of the points because our graph is not as much bigger as it should be according to these all points, because the -4 we are getting 16, we don't have 16 here in this graph. So that is, we should have to make the big graph. So we are just putting these 5 points, 5 coordinates here. So we plot now these all coordinates in this graph. So we start the plotting with a different color, the green color we use here for plotting, and choose some dark line. So here you see -2. For -2 we have y4. So here it is -2 and y is 4. So we will get here. This point would be here. And if you see we have -1, we have 1. We will put here now. It is -1. We have 0. We have 0. We'll put here 0. And 1 we have 1. 1 we have 1. X is 1. Y is 1. And finally 2 we have 4. So 2 we have 4. Now we plot the graph for this. So how I draw the graph here. In this we get the graph. it is not as clear it should be, but this sort of graph we will get of the square function. So here you see in this graph the repetitive way you can understand this. Well, the domain is on x-axis. You could put any value on x-axis. This is the both side on the y-axis. Here the left side of y-axis is also there, this graph, and the right side is also. But for range, if you see, it is only upper side of x-axis. It is not the lower side of this x-axis. So this graph is only possess the region in upper side. So the range is 0 to infinite we have, because it is 0 to infinite, the 0 is included here. 0 to infinite would be the range for this, and the domain would be R. So here I write down the domain range for this graph. Now the domain we have R, and range we have non-negative real numbers. We could write that non-negative real numbers. Non-negative real numbers. The negative real numbers are not here in this range. And we could write in another way, 0 to infinite. 0 is included here. 0 to infinite. This would be the range for this, and the domain would be R here. So in this session we have seen that how to make the graph of this square function, how to get the domain range for this square function. Thank you.